Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, let's just discuss the difference between logical and physical tags. Now, this is a sort of not a technical term. I've just used it because some people use it and I like it kind of, but I'll just explain you what this means. So in HTML, from the last course, from our basic course, you have seen that you can, to make some text bold, you can say I am bold like this. And the browser will appreciate that and would, just render your text as bold. Well, if you think about it, you also have something known as strong tag, right? Strong. And bold and strong, sort of, if you think about it, do the same thing. So, what is the difference? What exactly is the difference for them? Now, first of all, let me tell you how I would have explained this difference 10 years ago, right? Because 10 years ago, we would be working on HTML 4.1. I'll tell you why I'm saying 10 years ago and not right now. I'll explain the difference today also. But let's assume we are 10 years back, right? When HTML 4.1 was the thing. So in that time, you're going to see that B, bold, is actually just bolding the text on the screen, right? Strong is also doing the same thing. However, B tag, semantically speaking, does not convey a lot of value, right? What do I mean by that? Is that, well, you just say, hey, I want this text to be bold. That is something which you will see as a visual person who can see, right? Assume that somebody is using a sort of a reader which just goes through the web page and tries to read back the content. Now, that particular reader, should it mention if the text is bold, or would it be just a wasted sort of opportunity or time, right? So this B tag basically does not convey a lot of meaning in the semantic world. It just says that I want this particular piece of text to be bolded. Not really, if this is important or if this is something which should be highlighted, distinguished, and all that stuff, right? So you could pretty much just go ahead and bold anything which might not be important as well, right? However, when you're using strong, you're sort of conveying the message that, hey, this particular piece of text should stand out, right? So you can see that even the sort of helper says that the strong element represents strong importance, seriousness, or urgency for its content. But if you check the B element, you can see it is the HTML5 version, but HTML 4.1 would just say that, hey, B element is just used to bold the text. That's it. Now let's just come back to HTML5 and the difference in today's world versus the 10-year-old one is sort of I don't really understand, to be honest, right? It's not a very great difference. So the spec now says the B element represents a span of text to which attention is being drawn, without conveying any extra importance and with no implication of an alternate voice or mood, such as keywords and document abstract, all that stuff. But strong just says that you have to see this. This is serious business, right? So I don't know, HTML5 spec is sort of not really distinguishing both of them very strongly, ironically. But yeah, so what you should use as a person, I would say don't really, think a lot about this. Use whatever comes to your mind, honestly. You can worry about these things when you're actually, either learning about accessibility in HTML, which is a very important thing, or maybe, you just want to, I don't know, just if you like B or strong personally, you can just go ahead and use any one of them. But personally, I would say just the semantic says that if you want to drive some attention, why not just go ahead and use strong all the time or B all the time? Or maybe just go ahead and use CSS. As a matter of fact, it does not matter, right? Apart from the accessibility reasons, if you assume that the person is going to see your web page, it does not matter. Now, what is the title of the video then? Logical versus physical tag. This is a logical tag, right? Because strong logically says that, hey, this means something, but B right here does not say that. In a similar way, there's this tag called italics. I hope you have heard about this, right? Which just makes the text italics. But on the other hand, we have this em tag right here, which also does the same thing, but this tag represents stress or emphasis on its content, whereas italics, again, that long description, just like we had in the bold tag. So, it's basically the same thing. So yeah, that's basically it. You're gonna see some elements from HTML 4.1 world sort of like behave in the same way in the HTML5 world, but their semantics differ a little, right? Just like in a similar way, you're gonna see that div is a block level element, and so is a header. But if you're using HTML5, or maybe like if you're watching this video in HTML5 world, which is obviously true because, well, I'm shooting this in HTML5 world, then you should probably use this you should probably use these tags, headers and footers, where the places are appropriate, right? If you're creating a header sort of, if you're creating a footer sort of, then it is better to use these semantics, because some readers or some softwares which are programmed for accessibility more will be having a much better time in determining what is what on your page. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a sort of a simple small introduction, or sort of like overview of how HTML5 semantics are defined, and as well as these sort of overlapping tags of bold, underline, italics and EM and strong and all that stuff. So don't really worry a lot about them, but I just thought you should know about all these stuff. So that's all for this video. I'm gonna see you in the next one.